And the people seem to forget. Verse 1, when the people complained, it displeased the Lord. His anger was kindled. The fire of the Lord burnt among them. So we get all these fire references. But move down to verse 5. It's interesting. You get this essence of how they're in a wilderness that lacks water. We remember the fish we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. All of these things require quite a bit of water to produce. And so they're now in a wilderness that doesn't have a lot of water, and they're complaining and crying out to God. We really wish we could be back in Egypt. And God is trying to say, you won't find salvation in Egypt. It's only in me. So don't let the things of this earth distract you from the things of God. Now, it's not that God wants all of us to live permanently in a desert with nothing of any value, but he's trying to teach these lessons. And he gets a little frustrated, it seems, when the people can't see his loving kindness to guide them and provide for them, all these complaints. And it just reminds me of the Book of Mormon. Laman and Lemuel seem to have not understood the scriptures very well. They seem to be reenacting the complaints of the Israelites, where they also, Lehi's party's out in the wilderness, and Laman and Lemuel are like these Israelites who just can't seem to trust that God has a plan.
So they're making these petitions or pleas to Moses of we want more food than just the manna. And so look at verse 18. Say thou unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and ye shall eat flesh. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and ye shall eat. The problem is they want flesh so badly, and it's the focal point for them at this point. And it's fascinating to see how this blessing is given to them. Look at verse 31. There went forth a wind from the Lord and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. As it were.
That's a lot of quail.
That's a lot of quail. A day's journey in any direction outside the camp, and they're giving you the 2-cubit distinction, as it were, meaning we have just had all of this quail, and the people have been seeking for this flesh so much. Now it says that they ate the flesh, and in verse 33, while the flesh was yet being between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague.
So this story was preserved to show that God can give an overabundance to meet our physical needs, to the point that some of these people had 5,000 pounds worth of meat to consume, more than anybody could consume in months. And the point here is that when we lust for the things of this world, we miss the things of God. And this place is called Kibroth Hata'ava, which means the burial of lusts. So this story is preserved, and this place was named to remind all of us, we have to bury our lusts so we can get the things of God. Otherwise, we will drown, we will be buried by our lusts, this overwhelming amount of these physical things that will keep us from God. So this really interesting and powerful story that's been preserved as a reminder. Let's bury our lusts.
Beautiful. Love that concept.